Sarah here, and I've officially decided I'm going to participate in the stay-at-home reading rush. So, for the stay-at-home reading rush, it's just from the 16th to the 19th of April, so it'll be starting on Thursday. I can do maths. And for the video challenge, they come up with a tag instead, and I will try and do the Instagram challenges. So if you're not already following me on Instagram, my link will be in the description down below. And I just thought I'd share with you what I'm going to read. Now, if you watched my previous video, you should know already. I'm planning on rereading the entire Percy Jackson, Rick Riordan franchise. Now, 16th to the 19th is not a long time, so obviously I'm not going to get through all of Rick Riordan's books. That would be impossible. But I'm going to, at the very least, try and get through the first 3. Now, I would say all 5 Percy Jackson books. I would love to say that. But as I said in my previous video, classes have started up again, so I'm going to have to be doing work on those. I'm going to have to be taking notes and doing worksheets and watching the videos, and that's all going to take a massive amount of time. Like, I was looking at one of the videos I have to watch alone today is an hour long, and then you combine it with the notes I have to take. Like, this sort of reading rush fell sort of at the perfect time because at the moment, we're just doing orientations, or at least we did today. Our medications teacher, for those of you who don't know, I'm studying to be a nurse, has asked us to read a bunch of other things for class. So, yeah, that might not... I'm going to have to do that at some point today or tomorrow. I'm not as worried about as A&P because we're not officially starting till next week, and I like to use pictures with my notes, and I need to send the document to Officeworks and have them printed off for me. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. So, the reading challenges are read a book with a house on the cover. Now, that was very hard for me because the only book I could think of that had a house on the cover, like legitimate house, is the second Harry Potter book. Now, while I enjoy the Chamber of Secrets, and while it would be nice to do a reread of the second book again, while listening to the audiobook, I do not have the time for that at the moment. I'll have to save that for the actual week-long reading rush, like I did with the first book. So, I'm cheating a little bit. Alright, so my edition of the second book for Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters doesn't have it on it, but I've just noticed it seems to have a skyline of some point. This might be LA. I don't want to say it's got palm trees in it, so it can't be New York. Anyway, there's a bunch of skyscrapers and stuff there, so I'm like, well, presumably people live in that. That could be a house. I was going to say, and I will put the picture here, there's a picture of the Sea of Monsters where you see Clarice's ship, and they live in that for a couple of days at least, so I would say that's a house, because they live in it. Yes, I am bending the rule. Quite a bit. But, yeah. Okay, so the second one is read a book in the same room the whole time. That is easy. I generally do all my reading in my bedroom. Sometimes I'll go into the living room just out there, but generally I just read in my room. So that will be quite simple. And read a book set somewhere you wish you could go. Well, I would love to go to Camp Half-Blood. I really would. And read a book that will make you smile. This is Rick Riordan, guys. I'm gonna be smiling. I'm gonna be laughing, okay? I love Rick Riordan's books. That's why I'm doing a reread, because during this uncertain time, while things are being stressful, I want to read something happy. So, Percy Jackson is it? Well, Rick Riordan is it, because once I finish Percy Jackson, I'm going to jump straight into the Kane Chronicles, and then I will do Heroes of Olympus, and then I'll jump into Magnus Chase, and then Trials of Apollo. Yeah, I've got a long reading list ahead of me, but I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. And something else I'm going to do as an extra special treat is I'll do a book talk after each video, and I'll be taking detailed notes. Now, a lot of you are probably like, what have you done to that poor book? Well, I decided a while ago to reread the series, since I've decided I am rebuying all of it in hardback, and the new mural hardbacks. I know a lot of people have issues with it, but I think they're utterly gorgeous, and I want them. Especially since the backs all line up and it all looks gorgeous, because it looks so pretty on my shelves. And then they'll all be matching at long last, because I think you can tell just from these two alone. 3 different editions. And then over there I've got a third one for books 3 and 4. And then the 5th one is a hardback without the dust jacket. To be fair, I got that from a friend, but something you gotta know about me and my books, I like them to match. So when they don't match, it drives me crazy. And also, I prefer hardbacks to paperbacks. My very battered Aragon Saga books are the reason why I read them a lot at boarding school. And they are very well loved, but it means they're also falling apart. So now I just do exclusive hardbacks because they tend to stay together a bit better. Anyway, so I decided since I'm going to be buying these all again in hardback, I very nearly got the Battle of the Labyrinth this year, but I didn't have the money at the time and then it went off sale and I refused to pay above $30 for a book that is not an illustrated. I have weird requirements with my books. Anyway, so I am highlighting all the stuff that I think is awesome. Sadly, stuff is already falling out and it's not. Okay, so if it's purple or a pink with purple on it, then that is magic, or explaining the rules of magic. Pink is Annabeth, blue is Percy, green is Grover, yellow is General and Gods, and orange is bad guys. So I'm just highlighting stuff that I think is good to know, and it's like a fun scene, so I'm highlighting a lot of Percy moments, because, let's face it, Percy be fabulous. And so, like, I've got the scene where he discovers he's a son of Poseidon, because that was amazing, and it's just so that I can flip back through and easily find the scenes that I really like. But as I discovered when I was studying, I'm very bad at this. You can see I've highlighted so much, and I'm not even halfway through the book yet. But that's just because I'm very bad at judging what should be highlighted and what shouldn't. Because I over-highlight, probably. So, all my books will end up looking like this. Yeah. It'll be an interesting time. Anyway, let's get on to the tag. Okay, so how is your reading going while staying at home? Not fabulously, because I've been working on something else that I utterly adore doing. It's a bit of a passion project of mine, and that is my journaling. So, you'll have mentioned in the previous video I'm working on a Percy Jackson journal. I need to order the printing job. I've got the notebook picked out, ready and waiting. But I've been working on a Digimon one at the moment, and it just basically is me explaining stuff that confused me in the show. So, for instance, I just showed you some of the spirits from Digimon Frontier, but I do a more general thing. I don't focus on the series themselves. I just write down the stuff that's on the wiki and give a general overview of what on earth these are. So I've done that. I just finished writing down all of this information on Digivolution, and I'm currently onto all of the Digivices that we have seen thus far. And it's going to have to be edited because... Or I'm going to leave space because Digimon Adventure 2020 is just released. We've had the first 2 episodes and they have been amazing and epic and sadly in Japanese. Because I don't know when the dub will come out, and I love Digimon too much to be patient and wait for the dubs, so I'm watching the sub. I don't enjoy watching subs because then I'm spending half the time reading the subtitles rather than watching the awesome action scenes, so I have to watch it like 5 times before I get everything. Anyway, so that's what I've been working on rather than reading, and when I have been reading, I've been reading fanfiction, but at the moment I am fanfictioned out. There is no fanfiction I feel like reading unless it's an update to one of the fics that I'm waiting to be updated. Like Digimon Trinity came out yesterday, so obviously I read that, but I just haven't been able to find anything that's giving me the joy that it should. So this reading rush is coming at a perfect time. Okay. Where have you been reading at home? In my bed. In my room. What's the best book you've read during isolation? Well, like I said, I've been reading fan fiction, so no book. The last book I read was A Game of Thrones, I think, by George R.R. Martin. And that was really good, but I finished it before this isolation thing began, so I don't think it counts. So I'll say the best book I've been reading is my journal, because I've been absolutely fascinated by the stuff I found out. Like, for instance, Ryo Akiyama just keeps borrowing people's Digivices. Like, dude, get your own. I mean, he did eventually get his own, but you know what I'm saying. Or maybe you don't, because Digimon didn't really do books. I mean, I've got a few, but... Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite feel-good book? There is a hard question. Because there's a lot of books that make me feel good. So, there's Rowan of Rin by Emily Rodda. That is a serious feel-good book. That's probably like my ultimate feel-good book. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I read it whenever I'm feeling down or alone, like just struggling. I read it and I get happy because Rowan of Rin is fabulous despite the ending. I'm not saying the ending was bad, I'm saying there wasn't one. Okay, I wanted an epic epilogue like we got at the end of Del Toro Quest. There was no epilogue. Yeah, I wanted to know what happened to Rowan. Did he go on to be the shaman of the village? Did he get married? What happened? I want to know. Like, honestly, I'm seriously considering writing a letter to Emily Rodda. I don't know how to get it to her, but I want to write it. And be like, hey, could you release just like a short story of what happened to Rowan after everything? Unless that answer's been solved in the Star of Del Toro. I haven't read those yet. I know, shame! But they don't own them. It's a little bit difficult. But Harry Potter makes me feel good. Del Toro Quest, Spiderwick, obviously anything by Rick Riordan. With the exception of possibly The Burning Maze, but that's purely because of the tragedy that happens in that. But even then, I can say one that is not a feel-good book. Definitely not George R. Martin's books or anything, or the Darkest Minds trilogy or the Hunger Games, anything like that. No, that's not a feel-good book, sorry. Or The City of Fallen Angels or anything by Cassandra Clare, because the romances are just too dramatic for me to feel good. Like, could we just have a romance like this? I mean, the slow burn build-up between Percy and Annabeth was just so beautiful. It was so perfect. Every couple Rick Riordan does is perfect. Like, and I love in the most recent Trials of Apollo, he gets Thalia and Rayna to address the ship between them. Like, we don't know each other, so no, we're not dating. When I first heard about that ship, I was just like, does this exist just because they're the only people who are single left? I mean, they're both badass ladies, don't get me wrong, and I love them both, but I was just like, I swear they barely interacted. It's like that whole Mycroft and Lestrade thing from BBC Sherlock. I was just like, did this spawn because we have so few characters in that damn show? Because they've interacted once, I swear. Okay, we went on a tangent. Book you wish you could buy or borrow from the library. Well, right now I'm wishing Book Depository was having a massive sale. I've been told by my best mate that they will probably have one at the end of the financial year, which will be in like June, so that I can buy hardbacks of all the Rick Riordan books I don't have hardbacks for yet. I'm literally missing one in the Heroes of Olympus series. I just want them, please. I want hardbacks in all of this, and I want... There was this awesome Sherlock thing that was being sold at my bookstore, and I was actually planning on getting it pretty soon. And it had like evidence and stuff from all his cases, painstakingly collected by John Watson. It was so cool. I was like, that's gotta be mine. And I can get it, and then I'll get Arthur Conan Doyle's like complete Sherlock collection to go with it, because while I have read a couple of Sherlock Holmes's books, I don't own them yet. I remember reading The Hounds of Baskerville when I was a teenager. I adored that one. Then my parents tried to get me to read one when he was older, and it was about beekeeping. I didn't enjoy that one. I think it was mainly because John Watson wasn't in it. Anyway, I really want to get that. And I'm also eagerly awaiting all the Harry Potter books coming out this year. Give me my illustrated version of Quidditch with the Ages and give it to me now! And also, I would love to have my 5th Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix Ravenclaw edition, please. Right now. I'm pre-ordering it. I'm getting the special notebook with it. Okay. Also, you want to shout out during this time? A lot of people will be shouting out lesser known authors. I mean, I'll put it up for my girl Emily Rodder right here, just because I don't think she's as well known in places that aren't Australia. But honestly, if you have not read Rick Riordan, I don't care what age you are, pick up Rick Riordan and read it. Also, pick up Harry Potter while you're at it. Because as much as J.K. Rowling is disappointing me with her views at the moment, her books are amazing. Read them. Love them. Enjoy them. Okay, that was weird. No, just read them, please. Yes, just read this during this time, okay? They will make you happy. They will make you laugh. Percy is so sassy. Like, literally, there is a sassy thing. Read Rick Riordan. And what is your Reading Rush TBR? Well, I already told you. I will be reading Rick Riordan! And I will be doing the highlighteds, and I will be taking detailed notes, and I will be doing book talks. So while you won't be getting video challenges, you will be getting book talks from me, so. See, once I actually sit down and read it, it's just gonna go by so quickly. Sorry, I started reading. I'm gonna have to start from the beginning again. Like, I know I started this from last year, but... Oh, the binding's coming up. Wait. Why is the binding coming undone? Dude, you were published in 2010. How weak source is this binding? This is why I need hardbacks. And that is the end of the tag. Let me know down in the comments if you are going to be taking part in the stay-at-home reading rush, and what books you want to read during this time, because probably no better a time when you're stuck at home. You can escape. Yeah, sorry, I was checking that I'd answered a question. Yeah, so one of the reading challenges, I may have already said this, and if I'm reiterating myself, I'm sorry. Read a book set somewhere you wish you could go. I want to go to Camp Half-Blood. I really do. It sounds awesome. And to answer the question that I know I've already answered before because I did a Reading Tag, if I had a godly parent, it would be Apollo. Or at least I'd like to think it'd be Apollo. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and my previous video, which I posted yesterday, and I guess this is going up again as well. Either today or tomorrow. Hopefully today. Yeah, my previous video will be here or here. Links down in the description below, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, maybe even subscribe, and I hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you next time. Bye!